Going on, going live here. Talk about how can you find a deal wholesaling real estate. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Ooh. Mic check. Let me know y'all can hear me. What's going on, man? Just wanted to go live, talk about how you can find a deal wholesaling real estate. If you can hear me, if you're on YouTube, you can hear me, let me know. Sometimes my audio is bad, so let me know if you can hear me. Hey, please check your DM, man. Dude, I get lost inside of that DM sometime, man. You got to hit me up. What's going on, M50, man? How you doing, man? I'm here trying to just hang in there, man. Check your DM. Dude, I don't know. I mean, I try to check my DM, but like I said, I get lost in there, man. I get lost inside of the DM sometimes. But how y'all doing tonight, man? Let me know what y'all got going on. How y'all doing? Yeah, we can hear you clearly. Appreciate that. What's up, Harvey? How you doing, man? What's going on? What's going on? So, like, just wanted to jump on here, talk to people, tell them, like, how they can find them a deal wholesaling real estate, at least what I think, the way I would do it. Happy wholesaling, man. Happy wholesaling. Appreciate that. Happy wholesaling. So like if I was trying to find a deal for my people that's trying to find a deal, the first thing the first thing you need to do, or first thing I look to do is find like a buyer. So like even right now, what's up, Big D? Even right now, like I'm looking to try to, like I'm looking to go into like finding, like somebody came to me and was like, hey, look, one of my buyers is like, hey, look, I'm trying to find some commercial properties. Like I'm trying to find some apartments, right? So I'm like, shoot, they trying to find apartments. Let me go look for some apartments, right? It's like, okay, how many units you want? Where you want it at? What areas you look, would you buy in? What price range you look to stay in? This, that, and the third. So it's like, man, I just try to figure out what people looking for, and then go try to bring them what they're looking for. Like, that's the way I approach it. Like a lot of people, they'll spend time, either driving for dollars. You can go drive for dollars and find a deal. That stuff work. You can cold call, just random lists or lists, probates or pre-foreclosures or stuff like that. So a lot of people try to find a seller first. I'm in the mindset of trying to find a buyer first just because they have the money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that this is the best way to do it. I know that my way of like finding deals and wholesaling is pretty conservative. Like, and a lot of people, they, if you kind of like me, man, you don't have time to be out here, messing something up, or just spending time, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got time to be messing stuff up or slipping up or going out here screwing somebody and doing something crazy because you got a reputation to hold, you got standards you got to live up to and stuff like that. So like, that's why I like the concept. Find my buyer first. Once I find a buyer, figure out what they want, go find them what they want, and then be close contact with that buyer. And when the seller asks questions, you go to your buyers and ask questions. And then that way you can give them a legit answer. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like doing everything, flying by the seat of your pants, trying to figure out, hey, what should I tell them? What should you tell them? Go to your buyer and ask, let them know what the situation is. How would you want to handle this? Bam, go to them. You know what I'm saying? That's finding that buyer, building that relationship with that buyer. It's what's going to allow you to be able to go and say, hey, look, this is a situation I got, seller want this, this is price, can you do this, whatever. So, that's kind of how I approach it and the way that I do it. So somebody said, what's up? Hope you've been doing well. How are you closing deals without ever going to the property? Mainly because I'm sending buyers to the properties a lot of times. Other times it's like, I'm having somebody on IG go out to the property, or somebody I know in the area. I like to wholesale in areas I'm in, or somebody I know is in that area. That way I can get them to go out to the property if I need to take pictures. Or I can, call a buyer or somebody I know, what I'm saying, that may be in real estate, that can go out there, an agent in the area, they can go out there and check out the property, because I've done deals with them, and I'll say, hey, look, I'll pay you this right here, go out there and check out that property. So as you get in this game, man, you build relationships, you just talk to people, you'd be amazed. People will go out, check out a property for you, give them a little money or whatever. So yeah, man, that's kind of how I do it. How many texts and calls you send out a day? So we're trying to do 10. Well, trying to do 10 and 10. So 10 calls, 10,000 calls, 10,000 texts is what we're trying to do as far as sending stuff out every day. So that's what you're trying to do. How big is your list? Well, over the year, like basically, hold on, crap. My bad. Like over the time from when I started, like I kept all my lists. From the time I started to now, I've kept my entire list, right? So all these lists, I'm constantly going back and calling and texting, kind of like what Max Maxwell said. He's going to call and text these people until they tell him, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me no more, start cussing you out or whatever. And once they do that, then I'm going to recycle them like 6 months, a year from now. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else just going to keep going and getting recalled and retexted and recalled and retexted and recalled and retexted. You know what I'm saying? It may take us a lot of contacts in order to finally get to that person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I think last month I closed a deal, and it was a follow-up from like May or it was like a follow-up from May that we just kept following up month after month after month after month. And he finally responded, right? And ended up closing the deal, man. I think it was like a 20-something K deals, crazy stuff, man. But anyways, what are you using for marketing though? I'm using Launch Control, and I'm using Call Tools. Somebody said wholesale in Villa Rica, Georgia, any good? I don't know, man. I think I wholesale the property in Villa Rica though. But I mean, it just depends, man. Anywhere outside the perimeter of Atlanta, you should be able to find something. So what up, B? What's up, Rolex, man? What's good, man? Happy wholesaling, man. So how many lists do you recycle through this year? Then how much contacts on the dude? I don't even know. That's a good question, man. I probably could go look it up somehow, but I'm guessing it's at least 200,000. At least 200,000. If I had to guess off the top of my head, I would guess at least 200,000. It's how big of a list I've had like for the whole year. And when I say I text that 200,000, we text them, we call them, we retext them, we recall them. We continually add new stuff to the list, and we just kind of go through it and then go back to the front and redo, right? You just never know when that deal gonna fall through, when that person gonna need to sell and stuff like that. So that's kind of why we do it, man. Try to continue to follow up, like most of the big timers in this industry say, the deals in the follow up, man. It's like, it's rare that you talk to somebody the first time and you actually get a deal. Most of the time, it's like you text the joker, you call them, you text them, you call them, you voice broadcast them, you do all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, bam, the deal hit. You know what I'm saying? So Noonan, Georgia seemed to be good too. I don't know if I ever done a deal in Noonan, Georgia, to be honest, but I'm guessing there's a lot of stuff down there. I mean, it's a lot of growth in Noonan, Georgia. So I would assume that there's a lot of stuff down there. What's up, T, man? What's up? So yeah, man, anywhere outside the perimeter of Atlanta, I would say anywhere outside the perimeter of any of these big cities or bigger cities, anywhere outside of the metro area, it's probably going to be a good place to try to wholesale because, a lot of times there's growth in somewhere in those areas. There's some kind of growth. There's people, with rental properties that want to get rid of them. There's people that's always flipping, stuff like that. So it's always good. Yeah, like Douglasville, like everybody in America know that, trying to wholesale in Douglasville, though it get really competitive. That's one thing. What's up, my brother? What's up, man? How you been, man? How you doing? Must cost a lot to skip trace. Yes, it costs a lot to skip trace, man. But I think it was Carlos Reyes and those boys was talking about putting money, skip tracing is like investing in your company. So when you skip trace, you spending that money, that's investing in your company. Like Keith Everett was saying, it's like the difference between me and the money I make and you is that I've skip traced more than you. it's like I've skip traced more than you have. So the more I skip trace, the more likely I contact people, the more likely I'm going to get a deal, the more likely I'm going to continue to make more money. So I skip trace more, I skip trace more, I skip trace more. I make more money. The more I skip trace, the more money I make. It's just the way things happen. As long as your other stuff, your other procedures are in process, other processes are in place, then all you need to do is continue to contact. That's all about scaling, right? That's the whole concept of scaling. Okay, like I started spending $100 on skip tracing a month, and then I jumped up to 3. Then I jumped up to 500. Then I jumped up to 750. Then I jumped up to 1,000. Then I jumped up to 3, jumped up to 5. It's like you just keep jumping up and how much you spend on skip tracing. And that's investing in your company, right? And if your processes are in place and you have the capacity, you have the workers to handle the amount of leads that's coming in, then you're able to convert it into deals. You know what I'm saying? And you track how many people you contacting, right? And how many leads does that turn into? How many hot leads does that turn into? How many of those hot leads you get under contract? How many of those people you get under contract do you get to closing? Right. So that's kind of how I look at it. And as long as I continue to spend more money, I seem to make more money. And it keeps it consistent. It keeps everything consistent. So, hey, if you're on my IG, what up, Jody? Man, Jody's still out there crushing it, man. What's up, Jody? But hey, if you're on my IG, man, my phone about to die. So I'm gonna need y'all to go over to YouTube or something like that. If you're on my IG, man, my phone about to go out. I'm gonna have to shut IG down, and I'm gonna be on YouTube though. Can you walk us through the month with the work day start to end? How do you tackle this? So so month to month, I would say at the beginning of the month, that's when I do almost all my skip tracing. I determine okay, if I'm gonna skip trace this much, so I say I'm gonna skip trace 50,000 leads. So I need to pull 50,000 leads from PropStream. So at the beginning, I'm like, well, here we go. Let's pull 50,000 leads from PropStream. I go and I really just think back. It's like, okay, where have I been doing deals at? You know what I'm saying? What areas have my deals been coming from? Oh, they've been coming from this area and this area and this area and this area. Okay, what do I think is next? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where have I been? What have I done deals at? And what do I think is next? You know what I'm saying? For me, and has any buyer came to me and said, okay, hey, this area, right? I'm looking for something here. or I would buy some stuff over here, right? So I do that, and I go and I start pulling lists from those areas I've done deals in, the places that the buyers want to buy, and places I think that's next that I know that I have buyers over here. You know what I'm saying? So I go and I start pulling lists, and I'm trying to pull 50,000. Right. So I get to the point where I pull 50,000. I take those lists from Prop Screen. Put those lists in the lead Sherpa. I skip trace those lists. And then once I skip trace those lists, I have my VAs. I don't tell them because they already know once something is skip trace, they go and they upload it into lead Sherpa. Launch Control. They upload it into Call Tools. And then I have VAs that call and text. So they call and text, bam, bam, and they deal them, and all they're doing is heating up the leads, right? So they doing the cold calling, they doing the cold texting, and I've given them questions, I've given them scripts to follow to heat the lead up. One, to see, to qualify the lead, basically see, why are they interested in selling? Are they really interested in selling? Like, do they have a timeline that they're looking to sell within? You know what I'm saying? Most people who need to sell got some type of timeline, that they trying to sell within. What's the situation? Do they have any motivation to sell? Second, like how much do they want for the property? And then a little bit about, does property need major repairs? Have they done an upgrades to the property or whatever. Is it tenants? Is it owner occupied, stuff like that? So they heat it up. And once they see that person has motivation and they have some type of reasonable price that's similar to what other as-is properties are sold for, and we figure that out by using Prop Screen, looking at cash sales in the area to see what they sold for, they get them over to us, which is me or my acquisition managers, and we hit up those hot leads and we talk to those hot leads, whether we talking to them through text, whether we talking to them through the phone, right? So we hit up those hot leads and we're calling them, following up with them, bam, 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 until we get them under contract, right? So that's basically how I go. I pull the leads at the beginning of the month. I skip trace them at the beginning of the month. My VAs begin to put them into the dollar, begin to put them into Launch Control, and we begin to call and text them 5,000 try to do 5,000 a day, right? And what we do, basically in Launch Control, they only let you recycle, and I'm finna turn my phone off. Sorry, y'all, man. My phone's gonna die. But if y'all hop over there to YouTube, go over there to YouTube, REI Next Door, hit me up. You can go over there and we'll connect. All right. So here we go. My bad. Here we go. All right. So my VAs go and they upload them into the platforms, and we call and text 5,000 people a day, right? But that's including the new ones that I bought and the recycled ones, right? And then Launch Control, it automatically, like, you can only text people ever so often. So you can tell when it's time to follow up. Like, you just go to create follow-ups, and you create the follow-ups that they'll allow you to create as follow-ups. And then on Call Tools, once you get done with a list, you just recycle that list, right? And I have a lead manager that basically manages, and she tell the other VAs, like, okay, this is the list that you're calling, right? Basically priority, right? You get new list to call, and then you get recycled list to call, right? So you get new lists from the ones we just skip trace, and then we go back and start doing the recycled ones. And we just go down the line based on the priorities, right? To make sure that we're calling and texting all of them. So that's kind of how we do it month to month, and as the hot leads come in, we just stay after them. Right. We continue to follow up with them, and we just stay after them. When I say we talking about me, my acquisition managers, my lead managers. Sometimes I have them reaching out to people and calling people. But then, if we get something, I have to also dispo that. So I have to email out to buyers, text buyers, stuff like that. Let them know what we got and see if they're interested in any of the properties that we have. So that's kind of how it works, man. It's kind of how we do things and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of how we do it. But yeah, man, if y'all got more questions, hey, everybody on YouTube, can you hear me good? I got this new mic right here, man. This wireless stuff, man. Trying to make sure I'm good to go. Real estate Diddy acquisitions training, my VAs. Dude, if you got real estate Diddy's acquisitions training, it got to be some fire, man. You know, I don't have the training. I actually don't have it. But like, I listen to all this stuff. I've been to the 2-day transformation. I got the playbook, you know, all that stuff. So, I mean, I got all the stuff. But his stuff is legit, man. But I tell you what, like, if you don't have it, like, the All In guys did All In podcast about acquisitions. Go check that out. I'm telling you, man, it's like, dude, they giving out all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? They giving out all the stuff. So yeah, go check out those All In guys, Carlos Reyes and all them boys. Like, dude, they got stuff that's good. And anything you can find on Steve Train, you know, he be giving out good stuff too. Appreciate it, Edward, man. Let me know I'm good on my audio. It's New Jersey is good to wholesale. I don't know, man. New Jersey, I don't know. I hadn't heard too many people wholesaling in New Jersey, but I know it got to be something up there. You know what I'm saying? Carrollton, Georgia, marketing cold call. I don't know, man. I hadn't called that area in a while. I mean, I'm in everywhere outskirts of Atlanta, but I mean, I guess my VAs are still calling there, but I hadn't seen a deal come from there in a minute. But do you already have everything automated? Yeah, sounds good. I guess I have most of the stuff automated, but I still I would love to get the whole thing automated with my VA. Like, I don't have to personally pull lists. I don't have to personally skip trace lists. You see what I'm saying? But I do right now. I pull lists, I skip trace lists, but after I skip trace that list, it can start going. You know what I'm saying? It's like things start going. After I skip trace it, the things start going. And most of it is, you know, most of the stuff after that is kind of automated until even the dispo side is pretty automated now that I think about it. But the transaction side, definitely not automated. Like, I have to take care of the transaction side. So that's something I'm looking to automate for sure. I've been trying to work on that for a minute. So what's the difference between launch control and call tools? So Jessica, launch control is where it's what I use to text people, and call tools is a dialer that you can use to call people. So I do both. And there's different platforms you can use, like for texting, there's Text Magic, there's Batch Leads, there's other stuff out there you can use to text people. And for cold calling, there's what is it? There's a lot of different dollars. I think Batch got $1, Batch Leads got $1, Mojo $1, and Call Tools, they all got dollars. So I think other people are getting dollars too. So how do you find your leads other than a prompt screen? Word of mouth, talking to people. Like I was telling people on the last podcast, like talking to people is one of the biggest things that you can do when it comes to wholesaling. I think I got like 8 deals this year just off just TTP, just talking to people. Like, you got to talk to people. The more you talk to people about what you do, the more that they know what you do and can tell other people what you do. And when people begin to tell people what you do, you become known as the guy that's involved in real estate and buy houses. And people come to you and say, hey, I heard you was in real estate buying houses. Do you know anything about that? Like, I had people come to me about all kind of stuff regarding real estate. Some of the stuff I can't help them with, but like I said, there's been 8 different situations where I've been able to help people based off word of mouth. And I think if you add them all together, I think I probably made $100,000 just off straight up TTP, just talking to people. right? Just the fact that I talked to people $100,000 this year, just off talking to people, right? Just the people that's around me. I'm just talking. Just people just know that I do it, So people just come to me. So that's why I say it's so important. And Brent Daniels and those guys always talking about TTP, talking to people. It's a big deal, man. Like, you got to get out there and talk to people. The more you talk to people, the more likely you're going to run into a deal, the more likely you're going to be able to close the deal, more likely you're going to be able to make money. So the key to the wholesaling game is talking to more people, whether that's texting, whether that's cold calling, whether that's just talking to the people right around you. Talk to people, tell them what you do. The biggest thing is TTP, talk to people. I'm telling you. So, but anyways, so how do you, okay. Also, if you never closed a deal before, would you recommend buying your buyers list to figure out what you want then? But yes, if you never closed a deal before, I don't know about buying a buyers list. I never bought one, but finding buyers, right? So the way I would go about finding buyers is, one, I would go on a Facebook group in the area that I'm trying to buy in. So if I'm around Metro Atlanta, I would look up Atlanta Real Estate Investment Group on Facebook and be like, hey, anybody buying in this area, or search, just put in that area name. So if I'm looking for Marietta, I'll type in Marietta and then see what pops up inside of that real estate investors group. So Facebook is what I would look at first. Bigger pockets, I would you can look for your area in bigger pockets and see who's in your area and the dialogue that they're having on bigger pockets. Go in there, talk to some people, reach out to some people, become a Bigger Pockets Pro member. So let's say if you get some under contract, you could then post it on the Bigger Pockets market. That's how I sold one of my first deals, was all Bigger Pockets. So that's a great place, that you can go and talk to people and see who's buying in your area. And then the third way is get on Prop Screen. You can get a 7-day trial, go on Prop Screen with the 7-day trial and go on Prop Screen, 7-day trial. Look at the cash sales in whatever area you're trying to wholesale in, and then click on the property, click on MLS details, and see if there's an agent connected to that sale. And just call them, man. Just call up. If it had, a lot of times it has the agent cell phone number there. And if it doesn't have it on that one, go to the next one and find the agent cell phone number. Call them up like, hey, I saw your name connected to this cash sale. Do you work with any cash buyers? And they may say no, right? They may say yes, right? But the thing is, talk to agents, because agents know cash buyers. And if they don't know the cash buyers, it's somebody at that brokerage that they work with somewhere who knows a cash buyer. Right. So that's what I would do. So first thing, Facebook Marketplace. Not Facebook Marketplace. First thing is Facebook Real Estate Investment Group. Be careful out there because there's some snaky wholesalers. Second thing is Bigger Pockets, right? Go in there and try to find buyers in your area. Third thing is Prop Screen. Get the 7-day free trial and begin to call real estate agents' cell phone numbers that's potentially connected to these cash sales. And that's the way I would go about finding cash buyers. And then once you get to the cash buyer, ask them about their criteria, what they're looking for. They say, I don't have any criteria. What would be the ideal property, right? How much would you buy it for? How many bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage would it have? Where would it be, right? How far out do you go? I always ask, how rural will you go? Right. So, I always try to, talk to them and figure out what they're really looking for and stuff like that, and see where there might be some opportunities for me to serve them. Right. So that's what I would do to try to find cash buyers in today's market. Fayetteville, Georgia, I'm looking at Oscars, Atlanta, cold calling with a VA. Yeah. Fayette County. Fayette County, I guess, is good. I've never done a deal there, but I guess it got to be good. Just starting in Oregon. Any advice? I think Oregon is hot, man. Yeah, I think organize. I would do what I just said, do, and finding those cash buyers, and then just start. If you have time, start cold calling. If you don't have time, start texting people. I would use call tools or Mojo Dollar to call, or I would use Launch Control to text. And if you don't have $300 to get started in Launch Control, go get a freaking side hustle and make $300. Or you can use batch leads, which allow you to text as you go. It costs a little less to get started up, but so I would go and do that. That would be my advice. But the biggest thing would be to become obsessed. Like, you have to become obsessed. And Max Maxwell talked about this. It's like, you have to start eating this up, right? If you really want it, like, you got to start being obsessed about it, right? That's when I first started. It's like, I couldn't go to sleep. I'm watching so many video. But the thing is, so you got to become obsessed and watching it, and then you got to become obsessed and taking action. Right? You just can't become obsessed and just sit at home the whole time and do nothing. You also got to become obsessed with taking action. When you become obsessed with taking action, that's when you take off, right? So become obsessed with learning, then become obsessed with taking action. That's when you'll find the success. So, anyways, that would be my advice. So, how do we make sure they don't cut us out? I would say don't be scared. I got cut out of a deal. Like, when I first got started, I got cut out of a deal. And I told the person, it's like, look, it's all good. I understand. But I'm not going to do business with you anymore. So it's all good. I always looked at it as like, somebody snaked me, it's their loss, because I'm finna go on and do tons of deals in real estate. Right. And if you was connected to me, then you would be able to make money with me. But since you snaked me, you ain't going to be making the money with me. Right. So since that person snaked me, I probably made at least $500,000 wholesaling real estate, right? So you're going to snake a person, and I think they probably made, that was like a $2,000 deal. So you snake me on like a $2,000 deal, and I don't need snake by the buyer. I was snaked by another person who ended up wholesaling, making $2,000. You snake me on $2,000 deals, and you snake somebody who went on to make $500,000 in a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy stuff. So wow, you're live, bro. Yep, live, man. Do you charge for mentorship? No, I don't charge for mentorship. I don't do mentorship. No, man, I really don't have time to mentor people right now. But anyways, some good mentors out there. Chris Jefferson is a good mentor. Keith Everett, I don't know if he's mentoring, but he's a good one. Those people are two that I know for sure that is top notch when it comes to mentoring. Go check them out. Chris Jefferson got a good, like a whole class, a whole like community. King Kong is another good one, good mentor. So hey man, how you doing? Like a week or two into learning about wholesaling, but haven't taken action yet. I'm in South Florida. Should I wholesale my near market or virtually for a different market? I would say wholesale where you are or what you know, right? But like if you're in a city, do it like in that metro area of that city. In Florida, I would say my favorite areas would be like Orlando, Tampa. Those are good areas, but there's plenty of areas in Florida that you can go and wholesale in. There's plenty of areas. I would just say go in a place that you know. I would just say stay out of very, very highly populated metro areas. So even in Orlando, I wouldn't be like in the middle. Just go outside of Orlando. And like if you was in Miami, don't go in Miami. Outside of Miami, in the outskirts. So that's what I would say. Do you leverage your own financing or only wholesaling? Owner finance? No owner financing. Just wholesaling, man. That's all I'm doing right now. Just wholesaling, stacking it up. Statesboro or Macon. Dude, don't go to Macon. Nah, just play. There's stuff in Macon, man. You can wholesale there, but it's tough, right? Even in Statesboro, it's kind of tough. But if you find something in Statesboro, I got a buyer for you. If you find something in Statesboro, I got a buyer for you. Done a couple of deals down there. So, yeah, find something in Statesboro, I got a buyer for you. But, I mean, you, like I said, you can wholesale in both of those places. So you can make money there. So how much is launch control? So launch control is like $300, I think, just to get the lowest level. I do have a link that I can share with you guys. He said go to Broward. I don't know. I don't know much about Miami, man. But I'm just saying, anytime you got a city, you need to go to the outskirts, to the nicer outskirts, and start looking in those areas, right? Are you still doing JV deals? I don't JV deals, but I'm not opposed to it. You know, I'll JV a deal with somebody. I'm not opposed to it. Would you recommend using VAs in the beginning and cold call? I would say you need to cold call first before you start getting VAs to cold call. Even if you have to cold call on like Saturdays, cold call on a Saturday, cold call as much as you can. Like anytime before 8, I would say you can cold call. So I would say cold call as much as you can so you can learn, you can have that experience, and then you can hire VAs and kind of tell them what you expect, right? So let me get y'all this launch control, link. I got a launch control affiliate link, man. If y'all, and I told people on this last live, like if y'all go on there and sign up for launch control, hit me up with your name and your email address. And if you leave me your name and your email address, what I'll end up doing is I will go and I'm basically going to set up like a class for all the people who sign up for launch control that send me their name and their email address. And I'm just going to show you kind of what I do in launch control, show you my launch control, kind of show you what I do, kind of how we make templates, how we make quick replies, how we send out batches, how we recycle stuff, all the kind of stuff that we do in launch control. If I can get 10 people to send me their name and their email address, they sign up for launch control. Kind of, you know, if you take action, then I force myself to take action and help you, you know. But I ain't got anybody that's send me their name and email address. But if you do, you know, the first step is to take action, man. You know, you take action and get prop screen and get launch control, and then now you're forcing yourself to do something. And once you start doing, that's when, you know, you see stuff start happening. So a launch control trading, that would be great. Yeah, training on launch control, that would be great, man. You know, just hit me up if you sign up, or if you already signed up, hit me up. Give me your name and your email address. We'll try to get it together if we can get 10 people. So do you prefer west side, outside Atlanta towards Douglasville? Dude, I do all around Atlanta. I don't prefer any side. I do all around. So is it possible to close deals without seeing the property, like maybe wholesale as is property? Yes, I wholesale all the time without seeing it. Every property I do now, I never see them. So that's all I do. I work all day. So I don't have time. You didn't know I have a full-time job. I'm a teacher, but so I'm working all day. Right. I don't have time to go out and see properties. But so, yeah, I don't have options. How so do you, that doesn't make sense. How do you want us to send it? You can send it through my DM, or you can just hit me up. Hit me up on YouTube. Let me know that you signed up. Leave me your name and your email address you sign up for, or you could just DM me on IG REI Next Door. DM me on IG. Leave me a name, your email address, and yeah, you could do it that way as well. Where do you send the name, email address to? Like I said, send it to my IG. DM me. Let me know, hey, look, sign up for Lunch Troll. Here's my name. Here's my email address. And bam, I'll hit you back and let you know, I'm basically going to take your email address, put it on the list. Once I get that list of 10, I email y'all, and I'll try to find you in IG too. But I email y'all and let you know, hey, look, we're going to do a training on this day. And I talk about it on my lives too, and let you know, hey, we're going to do a training on this day, this time, and I'll come and show y'all what we do on Launch Control. So I'll pull a list of all the areas in Atlanta mentioned here on the live, got 10K and skipped it. Oh, that's what's up, man. Go ahead. Do your thing, man. Hey, that's what it's all about, man. Just take action, man. You got to take action. So do you use anyone that, yeah, I do have boots on the ground. So I use like local agents. I use like people that I know or people I don't know that I talk to like on IG or other social media platforms. Like, hey, look, can you go over here and do this? Can you go over there and do that? Can you go do this for me? You know what I'm saying? I'll pay you this much. I'll pay you that much. So yeah, man, I do that. In order to make sure that I'm able to get stuff done when it comes to trying to, either take pictures or get contracts to people or whatever needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I do, man. Man, it's almost 10:30, dude. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm finna get out of here, man. If you got questions, make sure you leave them. If you haven't already, man, we got 20 people up in this thing. What's up, Cass? We got 20 people up in this thing, man. Go like this video right now. I only got 5 likes, man. We should at least have 20 on this video right here. Go like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and go check out the other videos on the channel. But we only got 5 likes right now. We should have more than that. There we go. We up to 7. So 2 people figured it out. Let's see how many more people we can get to figure it out, man. That smash the like button. But yeah, man. 2 more people. Go subscribe, check out the channel, all the other good stuff, man. Like I said, if you got questions, go ahead and drop it right now, because I'm about to have to get out of here, man. I really appreciate y'all coming through, coming hanging out with me. I know it's late, at least over here on the East Coast. My boy Cass over there just getting warmed up. But man, it's been good talking to y'all, man. Being back live, I'm trying to go live more often, man. Try to put more back into this YouTube thing, because that's where I learned it at, man. That's where I learned everything I needed to know to get this thing started. So got to put my kids to bed. Don't forget, bro, when you get deals that got meat on it, bones for a head showing in Tennessee or Georgia, send it to me on my IG. We spoke a few times in DM. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, man. If I get something that's a show enough deal, man, I'll send it your way. I'll try to remember that, try to consider that when I got stuff coming through. So yeah, man, appreciate y'all coming through. I'm finna get out of here. I don't see anybody answering any more questions. So I'm finna get out of here, man. Appreciate all the love. Like I said, go subscribe, check out my other videos. Till next time, peace out. Oh, got somebody saying something. So you suggest finding a few buyers, pull a list for each one, then skip trace, then the whole thing, and use call tools to cold call? Yes, or use Launch Control to text those people. But when you find those buyers, make sure, one, that they're a serious buyer. And I always like to have more than one buyer in the area. So it's like, okay, if I'm gonna pull a list from over here, I want to have at least 2 buyers. You know what I'm saying? 2 people I feel good about this buying, and I'm gonna keep trying to find more. You know what I'm saying? And I always want the area to be in between 100,000 in population and up, no more than like 200,000 or 250. I'm talking about a county. You know what I'm saying? When I'm first trying to get started, I want to stay between that 100 and 200 when I'm first trying to get started. It's just a smaller county. It's just a smaller county. I always go by the county, but it's a smaller county. And a lot of times you're able to compete better, in those areas. You find people that's buying in those areas and really figure out what they're looking for, and then adjust your filter on prop screen to meet those people criteria and go out there and look for what they want, so that's what I would do. So how do you verify if they're real buyers on Facebook? You just try to do your best, man. Just like if you was dating somebody, it's like you go look at their profile, you go look at their friends, you go look at the things that they post. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is this person a real buyer? You kind of talk to them, you know what I'm saying? But you kind of get the feel for it. It's like, I got good confidence. I got good confidence that this person is a real buyer. You ask them about some of the stuff they got going on, you know what I'm saying? You may even look it up, to try to see, do they got any properties or have they bought any properties, but you just trying to look into them just like you would look into anybody else that you would meet on Facebook, right? Just look into them, man. You got to use your better judgment and just try to be able to find people, that are actually buyers. Most time buyers trying to flex on Facebook, they going to at least post one. And ain't no way, I don't want to say no way, but most people don't flip properties and don't post pictures. It's like most people that's flipping properties, they posting pictures. You know what I'm saying? And then look at their friends, kind of see what kind of friends they got, see what they comment on posts and stuff like that. They kind of comment like they experienced, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, and then you look them up inside of that Facebook real estate group and see what kind of comments they've been leaving. You know what I'm saying? If the comments they've been leaving sound like they buy property, the comments they leaving look like they've been looking for properties, or, have they been posting properties like they're a wholesaler? You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you got to look for. Should guarantee at least 2 deals, and the enablings for someone who hasn't closed a deal. Not 50K, not 50K leads a month. No, like when I first started out, man, I wasn't even skip tracing 2,000 leads a month. You just do what you can at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like 300 leads, you know what I'm saying? Pull those 300 leads, skip trace those 300 leads. You know what I'm saying? And then call and text those people. So, you just do what you can at the beginning. You should be nowhere close to 50,000, right? I'm talking about pulling 50,000 leads a month, but we talking about, over $1 million operation, right? We talking about $1 million company, over $1 million, so that's later on when you become big time, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm finna get out of here. Appreciate y'all. Jessica, on the next one, we'll holler at you. Hit me up on IG, Jessica. I try to hit you back. I said, try, I try. No promises. But anyways, man, peace out till next time. Thanks for all the love.